Our MMA back with another video, and today I'm going to go over the nightmare matchup for current UFC champions. Please, most of you, like 95% of you who are watching these videos are not subscribed, so please hit the subscribe button right now, like and comment. I really appreciate the support. Thank you. Flyweight division. I know this guy's not in the UFC anymore, but I think this is easily Pantoja's toughest fight at lightweight, and honestly, I don't like the guy, but I hope the UFC brings him back just because of how dry Flyweight is becoming, or they let Pantoja move up, which I don't think they would because he's not a very marketable champion. Muhammad Mokaev. I think his combination of grappling with like pretty good technical striking, toughness, I think he's easily Pantoja's toughest matchup. I do think Pantoja would be able to get this done, but I easily think this is a tougher matchup for Pantoja than Steve Erceg, just because Muhammad Mokaev is a good offensive, defensive grappling, and he's one of those guys who always finds a way to win, no matter what. If he's losing, he'll fraud a submission, like in the third round. He's one of those guys who can always find a way to win. His fight against Cap was very much a disappointment, trying to fight before the fight and then just don't fight the whole fight. Very, very much a disappointment, but I do hope the UFC brings him back just because of how dry Flyweight is getting. I mean, the only guys who are like even close to deserving a title shot are Royval, Kai Kara, and Cap, and Pantoja's beat Cap and Royval for sure, and I think Kai Kara France too. I'm not sure, but I think we need fresh blood in the Flyweight division. So I want the UFC to bring back Mokaev, and I do think he is Pantoja's nightmare matchup. Moving on to Bantamweight, Merab has already beat this guy, but there's like no one else, honestly. I'm going to say Sean O'Malley / Umar, because those are like his toughest two matchups in the division. O'Malley, the thing about beating Merab is it's extremely challenging to beat him by decision. That's why I put O'Malley here, because I feel like O'Malley is the only guy in the top 5 to 10 who could put Merab's lights out. Like, Corey doesn't have crazy power. Maybe he could get him out with a knee, but I just don't see Corey beating him after we saw the Corey-Umar fight. Peter Yan, I feel, is too small and doesn't have the power. He's more of a volume striker. He doesn't have the power to put Merab's lights out. O'Malley fought their last fight with a huge hip injury. He has dynamite in his hands for a 135er. He usually has really pretty good takedown defense. Didn't get taken down by Aljo. I think the Merab fight was like a once in a blue moon type. Like, he just got dominated. And honestly, Umar looked like he gassed out more than O'Malley in their respective fights. O'Malley didn't look like dead at the end of the fight. He was still like got Merab with that teep to the body in the 5th, which hurt him. I think O'Malley, if I had to pick someone to dethrone Merab in recent fights, I would pick O'Malley. And I guess it's kind of an easy pick because they are fighting next confirmed, probably like 99%, but that's my pick, and they were in the jacuzzi together. Featherweight I skipped, but whoever wins, it's Movsar Evloev, just so you know. I just think there's really no one else who could beat Lopez and Volk at the division besides Evloev. I think everyone else in the top 5 is kind of just mid, with Holloway and Topuria leaving the division. Lightweight for Islam, I was tangled between Sarukian and Topuria, but I selected Topuria because I feel like I believe Topuria is a tougher fight just because he's more powerful than Sarukian, and he still has the grappling accolades and is like around the same height and weight as Sarukian. But Sarukian's a close second. I think to beat Islam, you need a very well-rounded guy. We saw Volk had big success in their first fight, and I feel like Volk is similar to Topuria, but he has less power, and I feel like Topuria has maybe a little bit worse offensive grappling than Volk. So it'll be interesting to see. I hope the UFC books Islam Topuria next. That's like very much a super fight. Two guys who have, I wouldn't say Topuria cleared out featherweight, but he beat the two of the top 3 featherweights of all time. So I think he does deserve a double champ fight, and the fact that he's a star. Like, I understand a lot of people are mad about certain guys moving up. Like, I would be mad if Dricus moved up after he beats Hamzat, but like, when you get a once in a blue moon type of guy like Ilia Topuria, I don't think it's bad for him to move up after one title defense, especially given the guys he's beat at 145. He also has like some good wins of guys on the come up. Like, well, I guess Josh Emmett's not on the come up, but Josh Emmett's a good win. Bryce Mitchell's a good win. So that's my rationale behind that. I hope they do Topuria Islam next, and Topuria is his nightmare matchup. Moving on to welterweight. Do I think Bilal has the skills to beat this guy? Yes, but do I think when they fight, Bilal will beat him? No. I think Shavkat Rakhmonov is Bilal's nightmare matchup, just because I don't know. I feel like this would be a very close fight, like a hard fought 5-round decision. I don't think it would be boring like some of Shavkat and Bilal's last few fights, but I just think Shavkat, again, similar to Makayev, he's one of those guys who will always win. Like, he finds a way to win, even though it looks like he's gonna like lose. You know what I'm saying? He kind of frauds out wins sometimes. You know, that like the Ian Gary fight, extremely close. He's kind of become a split decision guy. Like, okay, I guess not. He has one win by decision, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he gets into close fights. Like the Jeff Neal fight, for example, went into the 3rd round, very close fight. But I just think Shavkat, younger, I would say more power than Bilal, more like striking arsenal. Bilal kind of has very basic striking, technically good, but no power. Shavkat has good defensive grappling, good submissions off his back. He caught, I think, was it Neil Magny with that guillotine? He has good submissions off his back, good offensive wrestling, pretty good defensive wrestling. So I think Shavkat is the toughest matchup for sure for Bilal in the top 5 at least. I do think Bilal will beat JDM, disclaimer. So yeah. Moving on to middleweight, I got Hamzat Chimaev easily. I think obviously Hamzat's wrestling goes without saying. He also is very powerful. He's improved his striking. Like, who does that to Robert Whittaker? Who goes out there and submits Robert Whittaker in 1 round without taking a single strike? Hamzat's like the only guy I would pick to do that, and who did do that. I want to see Hamzat Dricus International Fight Week, and I do think Hamzat would win that fight. I think it would be submission in the 1st round. I think Dricus's defensive grappling in general is not good enough to like play with a guy like Hamzat. I think Hamzat is too strong in the wrestling, and his shots, even bad shots that he takes, he still takes guys down. We saw in the Kamaru Usman fight. Usman has been taken down by Leon once besides the Chimaev fight, and Chimaev took him down multiple times on very bad telegraphed shots. So I think Hamzat's just too strong of a wrestler for Dricus, and I think he's going to submit Dricus in 1 round. Moving on to light heavyweight, this fight is taking place in like 7 or 8 hours, I think. Let me look. Yeah, like 6 or 7 hours. So this, I might just get like clowned if this guy gets KO'd. But Magomed Ankalaev, I just don't see anyone else at 205 beating Alex Pereira. I think Ankalaev, good striker. Like, people don't give him credit. He is a very good striker. Like, he could hold his own on the feet with almost anyone in light heavyweight besides Pereira, in my opinion. Very good, powerful, very powerful. I'd say more powerful than Khalil Roundtree, or similar, for sure. You have to admit similar. But the thing that is the equalizer here is the good grappling of Ankalaev. Like, we saw him hold Blachowicz and take him down in their fight that ended in a draw. And, but, like, Blachowicz took down Pereira and controlled him. And I understand Pereira's grappling's improving, but you can't say Ankalaev is not the nightmare matchup of Pereira at 205. Moving on to the heavyweight division, Tom Aspinall. It's there. I just want to see Jones fight Aspinall. There's not much to talk about with Tom Aspinall being Jones's nightmare matchup. I just want to see this fight. As a fight fan, as a fan of the sport, like, I really do. Hello, John. I just think I'm better than you. No, I just want to see John Jones take on Tom Aspinall. I feel like it's such an intriguing fight. You have an unstoppable force, immovable object type fight. I don't even care about the storyline. I don't care if they beef or not. I know Jones, honestly, might be Jones's strategy to, like, kind of like, he's like been saying Tom's so disrespectful, blah blah blah. Maybe he's trying to sell the fight more, make some more money, because he knows I know Jones will take this fight. His personality is too competitive to not take this fight. This guy is someone everyone thinks he's gonna lose to. I think this fight will take place in July, and I would lean Aspinall by 2nd or 3rd round finish. I just think younger, more powerful, good grappling, taller than John Jones, which is a big issue for John Jones. We saw that in the Santos and Dominic Reyes fights. I just think he's better. But a big question mark is Aspinall's cardio, because he finishes everyone in the 1st round. 14 out of his 15 wins are 1st round finishes, and the Blades fight he lost, he broke his leg in the 1st round. So we really haven't seen too much of Aspinall's cardio. So that is a question. If John Jones takes him down and holds him for a round, is he going to gas out? But overall, very intriguing fight. Those are my nightmare matchups for current UFC champions. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Please subscribe. I'm begging. No, I'm not begging, but like and comment. I appreciate for you for watching till the end.